Hey, this is Kat, and I'm going to do some dragons for you. And usually what I do is I start with kind of like an eye shape, because that's going to be the main focus of your dragon. So I kind of just, once you start drawing eyes, you'll kind of get used to it. You know, this is like a big flash glint as if you took a picture. So you can kind of go this direction. Now, once you have the eye, you can pretty much do any kind of thing. Like if you even go this route, you can make it a horse. So kind of like that. And horses look almost a lot like dragons, to my mind. I mean, obviously it's your opinion, but what you can do is, so you've got your horse, you can kind of extend that down here and start, adding your teeth and making him angry, and kind of going with the ear items, stuff like this. But basically, the main focus is your eye. So if you wanted to start over, you can just do any kind of eye shape, really. Like a kind of a crocodile thing here. And you don't have to make the dragon always face to the left. Actually, once you have your eye shape, you can make it face over here. So it doesn't matter. You could kind of do either way. You could go back this way and do them, see, because it's kind of like you can do whatever you want. So
I see.
It's kind of neat. So you don't always have to have the same dragon in profile over and over and over. But even if you're doing a dragon that's facing you head on, you also start with the eyes. Kind of go down to the nose here. And the nostrils can be pretty much any shape also. And then you want to think of your structure. You've got a skull going on, so you're going to have some cheekbones coming down here. That kind of thing. One of the things I was talking about earlier was the Ed Emberley book, which focuses a lot on the shapes of your dragons. So I'll kind of show you. This is really how you're supposed to do it. So say you've got a horse. You draw 2 circles. Connect the 2 circles. Draw some other items in here, and then you can kind of erase your circles. Any physical form can be based on shapes, like when you start out. So you've got, again, your horse, and you can keep going from there and, turn it into a dragon. I like the horse shape because, I mean, it's pretty realistic. You can kind of go anywhere with a dragon. You can make it look like a turtle, or you can make it look like a fish, or anything like that. But the horse it's almost like when you have a horse body, you've got the neck going into the withers here, and the back end. So once you draw that kind of shape out, it's almost like a dragon would be anyway. So you can kind of go, doing some claws and stuff like this. It's more like a griffin kind of a thing. And then you can do like the whole tail idea and things like that. So that's why I usually start out with the kind of a horse shape, because it's more realistic to me anyway. So like that. And let's see, what else can I talk about? Basically, I don't really ever kind of think of anything in advance when I'm starting to draw. Like, you can draw little cute baby dragons and just kind of make them a little bit smaller. And again, just, start with the eye thing. Just do all your teeth and everything. You always have kind of a cheekbone. And kind of big brows, because eventually they're going to have big horns. So I always kind of give them like a big skull kind of shape. And then you can make them coming out of an egg and stuff. I mean, I don't really ever plan out, anything in advance. I just kind of just draw it until I like it. So like you get your egg and he's like coming out. Oh, there's one thing I can talk about. obviously your dragon is going to have wings eventually. So one of the things that I like to concentrate on for the wings is the bat wing, which generally goes like this, and it's an actual hand. If you look at the structure, the bone structure of a bat, these are all fingers. So they're going to go out into little teeny bones, and then you're going to have your membrane stretched like that. So basically, if you're doing a dragon, you can kind of start adding like more claws, scales, and all that kind of thing. One of the best dragon artists that I've ever found, his name is Larry Elmore. I actually met him in Georgia a couple weeks ago for the first time. I've never met him before.
Wow.
And I went and told him that his dragons had always inspired me. He does a lot of Dragonlance books. So if you look up Larry Elmore, he's got a couple books called The Art of Dragonlance, where he's drawn out, you know, just the most amazing dragons you've ever seen. So you can kind of add on. Once you have your main wing, the dragon's going to have, you know, more hands, obviously. So you can kind of duplicate the joint here. This would be the shoulder of the wing up here. And then you've got your arm here. So that the dragon could still, like, pick up stuff while he's flying. And so this basically is kind of like a more of a human structure than a horse. Mm-hmm. You've got your muscles here, you got your deltoid, that kind of thing. Another really famous dragon artist is Jeff Easley, and I believe he also does Dragonlance, and he's got how-to books and things like that. And that's, so we've got Elmore. I think it's Easley. And that's Jeff Easley. I think that's his name. It might be.
Okay.
It might be Eastman. I can't think of it right now. Well, let's see. What else can I talk about here? I'll just draw like a couple more. There's a couple other things you can do too if you want to do kind of like female dragons. You can add obviously like some eyelashes and stuff. Make it look like a little chick. And there's another thing you can look at too, like if you look at lizard drawings, like the American animal lizard has a mouth like this with a membrane here. So it can open up its mouth really huge, but there's a membrane here that I always thought looked really interesting, so I think dragons would always probably have something like that. So then when they open their mouth, they've got all the little teeny teeth. So if you study lizards, you can kind of go that route for your structure. And then a lot of times it'll come down like this and have the membrane going way back, like a crocodile almost has that, like that, so that you know that that mouth is going to open big enough to like eat something like a deer and stuff like that. And you always want to pay attention. You've got gums in here, and then you've got the huge teeth that come out from the gums. So you want to keep attention to your anatomy in there.
Okay. It's
not always that, you know, you can do it like crocodiles have teeth on the outside, like that. And these teeth will fall off and all that kind of thing. Lizards have teeth on the inside, so when lizards close their mouth, all these teeth are gone. Dragons probably, when they close their mouth, it's going to stick on the outside. So you would do it like this. You would still have some gum line here, and then the mouth would be closed here. It's almost like a vampire kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And then you can do, up here, you would have a tooth sticking out, but there would be still gum line here, and then the lip would go around it. It's for more realism.
Right.
So that kind of thing. So yeah, so I can talk about doing some eyes a little bit. You can do realism. This is like a human eye. Human eye has a tear duct here, and it's rounded and then just shadowed by the eyelid. And you can make, if you're doing an older dragon, you can do like the baggy eyes here.
I see.
And anyways, this form here you can pretty much do anything with. You can make the human look, which is going to have the round iris here.